Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 7. This week we're talking about word study lessons. We know that phonics and word study can be taught in isolation. However, it's so much more powerful for the students when you teach that throughout the day. When you are talking about words throughout your day, not just during your literacy block, but also during science, social studies, math. We want that word study going on all day long. We want students to become word detectives and really notice features of words. So this week, you're asked to write a phonics/word study lesson. Okay, here is an example from Moodle. Last week, we studied about consonants and vowels. In looking at my students' reading and writing, I have observed and have data confirming that they need to be taught about silent letters. Okay, so the principle for my lesson is going to be to identify silent letters in words. What is it as a teacher I need to understand about silent letters? Some words that have silent letters have come from other languages. Other consonants are silent because the pronunciation has changed over time. So that's why we have silent letters, not just some English rule. So you've got to understand the principle. The next step is to put that principle in student-friendly language. So you would tell the students, some words have consonant letters that are silent. It's just that simple. Another example might be some consonant sounds are represented by several different letters or letter clusters. So once you know the principle that you're going to teach to the students, then you're going to have materials for the students to work with to practice that principle. And please note, it's not a worksheet. This is an activity where they're manipulating things. Here is the example for this lesson. Some words have consonant letters that are silent. Okay, so this mini lesson, 5 to 10 minutes in length, and it might go something like this. I'm going to show you something interesting about words. And I'm going to have a chart with words on it. I'm going to ask the students, what do you notice about these words? Yes, they each have a B at the end that you don't hear when you say the word. Some words have letters that you don't pronounce. Then I would write a B at the top of a column. I would repeat with the next column of words. What do you notice about these words? Yes, there's a silent K at the beginning of each word. And then I would write a K at the top of the column. We would repeat this same process for silent L and silent T. Then I would explain to the students they're going to do a two-way sort. They're going to be sorting words with silent letters and those without silent letters. They're going to apply this. I give them the word cards to complete a two-way sort. They sort words with silent letters and words without silent letters. Then they would write the words in the two columns in their word study notebook or a piece of paper that I've given them, and they're going to circle the silent letter in each word. And then they could read the list to a partner. That's only going to be about 15 minutes in length. Then we're coming to the sharing part. The students share one word with a silent letter, and we add it to the chart. Students would talk about what they learned and write the principle in their notebook under the word sort. The lesson could be repeated with other patterns that include silent letters. It could also be extended in other contexts. For example, read aloud, shared reading, guided reading, most definitely in writing. So this lesson plan that you're going to develop, you're going to state that principle in student-friendly language. Very simple. So this is the format for you to follow. If you have questions about that, please ask me. By the end of the week, you will use knowledge from an assessment that you've already given to plan a phonics or word study lesson. You will be able to explain that phonics or word study principle, in student language. You will design a word study lesson using the Teach, Apply, Share model. And you will be participating in group discussions via the forum discussions to construct new knowledge. Reading assignment this week is to explore lesson planning websites, and Read, Write, Think is a great website if you don't already know about it. Here is the lesson plan template. It's very simple. I do want the state standard. This form says Common Core, and that is an error on my part. I did not change that. It should be a state standard from the ODE website that matches this lesson. So be sure that you add that. Here's the rubric. Please make sure that you look at the exemplary column for each element of the rubric. Please do not have a worksheet for your lesson plan. It needs to be an activity where they are manipulating things. Lab assignment for this week. You're continuing to read and write with your student. You should be almost finished with your hours face-to-face with the student if you already aren't. Remember, it's 10 hours face-to-face and 10 hours of prep and research. Forum 7.1 is the word study lesson. And Form 7.2 is just a very rough draft of your final project in week 8. And this can be something as simple as an outline for your paper. It's a very rough draft. So I've discussed this final paper throughout our class, so you should have an idea of what's coming in your final week. If you have any questions, please ask me. I can't wait to see your word study lesson plans. Thank you.